Hello and welcome to Top 5 Friday. I'm your host Tim Cant, and if you're on the grind making dem beats, you're in for a treat because we're about to run down the top 5 plugins for beat makers. Air horn noise! STIX is sailing away at 5. 3 compressors you'll actually use are at 4. Punchbox is pounding away at 3. RC20 Retro Color is turning silver at 2. And DRUMCOMPUTERs are beatmaking number 1. At 5, STIX-XILS-LAB. STIX is a drum machine that gives you a lot of sonic potential. There's drum sequencing, drum sound design, and loads more tweakables on offer here. The instrument comes with a huge number of preset kits, and the 3-oscillator drum engine is fully programmable and even capable of FM synthesis. You can manage drum kits and patterns separately, making it easy to mix and match your perfect combination. And there are delay, reverb, and phaser effects on the output too. It's 150 quid. Let's explore the fascinating duality of STIX. This plugin can be used in a very, very simple way and a bit more of a complicated way. I'm going to try and show you both of those to you right now. So let's do something simple first. Let's say you're a bit of a preset junkie, you don't want to have to think too hard, I totally get that. You choose a pattern here, so let's go for new jazz swing, minimal swing, you click it, it loads into the pattern sequencer, and then let's choose a kit, why not? Let's give something ethnic. Marrakesh Electro, why not? Let's hear how this combination works. Oh yeah, nice and crazy. Let's say you want to choose a different kit, it's easy. Let's go to Amsterdam. Let's choose a different pattern, funk and soul. Yeah, Erica Badu. Let's go for Detroit. So yeah, tons of beats, and it's easy to reprogram them with the step sequencer. But what if you want to do something a bit from scratch? Well, let me show you. First, we're going to initialize everything. And then we're going to click the easy button, which actually takes us into advanced mode. Now here, you can see the parameters of all the different drum sounds. So each of these drum sounds has its own synthesis engine, and you can see all the parameters are different. You can program each of these sounds individually. Now, at the core of the synthesis engine, we have 3 oscillators. The first 2 are synth oscillators, and these can be swapped between a sine tone or a morphing oscillator that you can choose the wave shape with. I should say here. And then you have a 3rd oscillator that can either be noise or it can be a sample, and you choose that here. Very lovely. Let's just do a little bit of synthiness. What I want to try and do is with this sine oscillator, let's get rid of these snares. Let's program on some kicks, and let's hear our kick. Okay, let's open up the filter bits. We can muck about with the frequency of the oscillator. Now I'm going to attempt now to do some FM. So I'm going to set a macro's source to oscillator 1. I'm also going to set its destination to oscillator 1 as well. If we put this in green mode and turn up the macro amounts, we should hear some FM happening. Oh. That's FM, baby. Let's turn up the frequency. Oh yeah, there we go. So you can, oh yeah, like that. And then of course you can muck about with, like, say, the amplitude envelope and create some weird abstract percussion. Let's do some, there we go, some pitch envelope stuff happening there. So yeah, you really can go in. Sorry, I could play with that all day. You really can go in to a very granular level and make the sounds that your heart truly desires with STIX-XILS-LAB. At 4, 3 compressors you'll actually use by ARTURIA. ARTURIA aim to solve your compression quandaries with this pack of 3 analog model dynamics processors. COMP-FET76 emulates the 1176 compressor, known for its fast attack times. COMP-VCA65 takes on the DBX165A, which is great for drums, bass and transients, amongst other things. And COMP-TUBE-STA brings us a Gates STA level broadcast compressor simulator, great for bass and vocal compression. 3 compressors you'll actually use costs £175, although all 3 are available individually too if you're only interested in the one. Let me demonstrate a quick little tip I worked out with the CompuTube STA. We're going to start by playing a little bit of this hip-hoppy loop. All very cool. We can muck about with the input and the output here. And they are linked, but we can turn off that link. So let's whack this up quite a lot. There we go. We've got some clipping going in the plugin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the extended view. Oh yes. And I'm going to set the detection mode to side only. Now listen to what we can do with this stereo. Oh my goodness. That's wide. Crazy, right? Oh, and we're clipping a little bit. So anyway, I'll admit I was prejudiced against this pack because of the name. Don't tell me what I'm going to use, but it does turn out they can actually do some cool stuff. So why not check them out? At 3, it's Punchbox by D16 Group. This kick drum synth comes straight out of Poland from the plugin legends D16. Punchbox offers the kick sounds from Roland's 606, 808 and 909 drum machines, and also lets you load in samples yourself too. There are 3 additional sample slots for adding clicks, tops and tools, and a handy library of sounds to pick from. Tweak the sound with the built-in filters, FX and modulation envelopes to get the kick of your dreams and or nightmares. It's a very nice £69. Let's take a look at how you can make your 808s from scratch in Punchbox. I'm going to start by initializing the instrument. I do that by holding a Command, Control if you're on Windows, and clicking this button here. Now we have our init patch, and we're going to set the kick body to 808. Beautiful. Perilously close to peaking though, so I'm going to turn down the outputs on the limiter. And we can affect the sound with the various 808 parameters here. A little bit more attack there. Turn up the decay a bit, so we've got sweep. Keep it low and lazy. Now we could add some kind of clicks, tops and tools with these various extra layers here. To do that, we'd turn it on and we can, there you go, add some kind of attacks. But we don't really want that. What I really want to do is add some distortion. Oh lordy. Now that's very quiet, so I'm going to turn up the volume output. And I'm going to turn up the limiter as well, because what I really want to do, that is nice and distorted. And I do like that. But I want to turn down the kick send to the effects to get it a bit less distorted. Ooh. There we go. Nice and warm sounding. And we can change the shape of the distortion here. Ooh, lordy, too much. That was clipping as well. Ooh, we're gonna have to turn it down. Okay, so we've got a nice, dirty little kick there. There's loads more in this plugin, but I'm just gonna show you one thing before I leave it, which is turning the key tracking on, which, yes, lets you play it chromatically on your keyboard. Fantastic stuff for all kinds of filthy genres. So yeah, Punchbox for kicks. It's one box you're definitely going to want to open. At 2, RC20 Retro Color by XLN Audio. Making great music is about getting the right vibe, and RC20 gets it right in spades. With its noise, wobble, distort, digital space, and magnetic modules, this plugin introduces all the beloved imperfections of a retro electronic circuit, letting you dial in how much you want of each type. Each of the 6 modules has its own flux control too, so you can introduce more random movement and imperfection to the signal. All this for a mere €80. RC20 is fantastic for making stuff sound old. Can also make stuff sound pretty crazy. Hey, let's just muck about with a bit of an organ sample we've got here. Let's listen to this dry. Very nice. Oh yeah. But very polished and modern. Let's muck about with it. Let's have some noise. Oh yeah. Vinyl is of course lovely. But how about 7.5 inches of tape? Let's put some flux on there to give us a bit of a random factor. noisy. Muff, gotta be muff. Okay, next, wobble time. Ooh, wobbly as you like. I mean, you don't have to turn these knobs all the way up. Let's turn that down. I don't want my organ too wobbly. I'm gonna head straight for distorts. Oh, this is sounding old already. Oh. Let's take some of the tops off that. Maybe a little bit less on there. Oh, let's just turn the mix down. No, that's still a bit much. Okay, digital. It's sampler time, kiddies. Oh no, I need to send that up first. Oh. And here we descend into the domain of digital artifacts. Oh. Ooh. Now we're going to put some space on it. Very useful filters there. Oh, trippy. And finally magnetic, of course. Let's put some dropouts in. They sound so good. Oh, I have to turn it up. What's wrong with me? Ooh. Oh my god. Spooky and dooky. Okay, I guess rate only affects the flutter. Let's turn that back up. Okay, and you can use your magnitude fader to compare the original dulcim wet-in. Ooh. I'm just gonna have it full whack. There you go. Retro vibes from RC20 Retro Color. And at number 1, it's Drum Computer by Sugarbytes. An 8-track drum machine playing for PC and Mac. Drum Computer gives you mixing, sound modification parameters, and sequencing features to play with as well, all for 100 quid. Each one of the source sounds in Drum Computer has a huge number of parameters to tweak, with resonators, wavetable oscillators, and resynthesis modules providing high quality drum tones. Plus you get familiar stuff like filters and envelopes helping you to control the sound. You also get insert effects per instrument. Drum Computer also gives you plenty of randomization options to help you get fresh and interesting starting sounds. Drum Computer, I would definitely recommend for the more advanced user. It's got quite a lot going on in it. I don't have time to show you it all. I'm just going to show you basically how the oscillators work. You've got 8 drum sounds, each of which has its own synth engine. We've just got pad 1 selected. Let's have a listen. So currently only the resonator oscillator is active. We also have a wavetable and resynth. And with the resonator, you can change the resonance of it. Oh my lord, and also stuff like the pitch. Your partials level. Your tone. And of course your decay. Sick, right? And also you can choose what is triggering this virtual resonator. So by default it's set to noise and envelope. Let's just have envelope. Ooh. Much less crazy than with the noise. Also you can set it to the wavetable oscillator. Okay, and the resynth oscillator as well. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's have a look at these other oscillators. First, the wavetable, which is just your, your regular wavetable thing. And let's make this a bit longer. Oh, good lord. Okay, it's got FM and RM in there. Oh, look, you see, it sounds insane, and then you turn down the decay and it sounds like a drum. Sick. And then finally, the resynth thing, which is just like a noise-based thing, really. It's got a bit of pitching control in there. And of course, you can turn them all on and listen to them all at once. God help me. Oh God, okay. That's quite enough of that. You can use this to make some lovely drum sounds as well as crazy poinging noises. So yeah, Drum Computer, definitely worth checking out the demo version. It's a beast. Well, that was a lovely big load of trap. And if you're hungry for more plugin related chats, why don't you hit the subscribe button and tap my notification bell, and I'll see you real soon. Ta-ra!